All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. I do pray everybody is very blessed, as we're also very blessed with some volatility on this beautiful Sunday. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Martin Bauer. Shout out to My Crypto Goods. What is going on, My Crypto Goods? Shout out to Jacob OKS, who says, "Where is this clown?" I am right here, my friend. Here we are, going live right on the dot at 2 p.m., just as we scheduled to do this stream. Shout out to Kevin Baker. Kevin Baker, please, man, be careful. Don't get scammed, bro. Everything is a scam. Everybody will hit you up and say that they're me or somebody else. It's always a scam, man. Don't get scammed, please. Shout out to Shogun Crypto. Whoopsie doopsie. Yo, 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 yo. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish in the chat. What is going on, guys? Man, what a day it has been so far for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin in general. And yeah, I think we're in a very precarious situation, guys. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why we're in a very precarious situation right now. It's because Bitcoin, of course, it's a weekend, and next week is going to be the moment of decision where we determine whether or not we are going to straight up Elon Musk Twitter it to $100,000. Turns out Bitcoin is good for the environment, past the Van Allen radiation belts, put a Tesla up in space and orbit around the Earth. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, kind of pump. Or is it going to be the opposite? Turns out Bitcoin is bad for the environment. Greta Thunberg hates Bitcoin. Klaus Schwab hates Bitcoin. We're going to see this thing go all the way down to zero. We're going to find out next week, guys, but there are a few things that we really need to keep our eyes on. First of all, right now, make sure to like the stream. Right? If we can get 1,000 likes during the stream, man, we're going to be having a good stream, guys. Let's see if we can do it. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Shout out to all of you guys for the 90,000 subscribers. I am so honored and blessed for these 90,000 subscribers. Shout out to Robert Bonar. Much love to you, bro. God bless. Do I mind sharing some signals too in my group? Sometimes we do, Raheem, but here's the thing, man. Signals don't work out so great, okay? They don't work out so great. I'll tell you why they don't. If you're scalping, if I give us, trust me, signals don't work. They don't work. They don't work. What does work is understanding technical analysis yourself. And, you know, we give the confluences, we give the levels, we give the confirmations, we teach you how to get into the trades. If people are taking trades, you know, sometimes it could turn out really well if they give a signal. Other times, you could get totally wrecked following signals, especially if you don't have the same leverage, you don't have the same entry, you don't have the same strategy, you don't have the same psychology, you don't have, you know, there's so many things that could go wrong, right? Trust me. But there are plenty of signal services out there. You could get them. You'll get wrecked. But I recommend Fat Pig Signals. Good signal group. Let's see. All right. Shout out to Freedom Man. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Right now, Bitcoin just did get another move to the downside earlier today. Why? It's because we're trading in this sideways range. We've been trading in the sideways range since Wednesday, the 15th of February. We came up to the Casper Crew level, the level that was given in the Casper Crew VIP Discord on January 26, 25,222. 25,222 was the level we gave for this trade setup. Why is this such a key area of resistance? It's because, well, if we go back to the weekly time frame, we can see that it was actually our May low, and then it was our August high, and now it's back again to our current high. And here's the thing, if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, what do we see here? Well, we are seeing a few very interesting things. Number one, we have come back up to backtest that level pretty much to the exact dollar, getting a nice rejection from there again. And of course, you know, I'm still short from this level, guys. I am still short from the level. I'm still holding multiple longs as well, but I'm still short from the level. The reason why I am still short from this level is because there is a very real chance. Now, I'm not saying that this is the high, but from this general zone, there is a real chance that we could get a significant pullback, okay? Now, shout out to everybody in the Casper Crew VIP Discord who was ready for this level. I know a lot of people took these juicy shorts. I mean, we got a 7% move on Thursday, and now here we are again getting a small move to the downside. But, okay, but there is a big smelly butt here. It is a weekend. That's the first aspect of this big smelly butt. And second of all, we can see that we're actually right now coming down to, as we can see on my chart right over here, getting a perfect bounce right now from the 786 Fibonacci level, right? We're getting a perfect bounce from the 786 Fibonacci right here, bouncing to the exact dollar. And if we take a look at market Cipher B, speaking of the big smelly butts, what do we see as we come down to this key zone of support? Nothing else but the uneven butt cheek pattern. Okay, the uneven butt cheek pattern as we come down to a zone of support right here. Let's put it on our chart. Okay, let's put on market Cipher B. Let's go to a lower term time frame like the 24-minute. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This, to me, looks very, very bullish. Right? This looks like we could get another big push to the upside. Now, here's what we have to know. Coming into this week, okay? Coming into this is such an important week for Bitcoin. It's such an important week because we are literally standing at the door to massive, massive volatility to the upside or to the downside, and it really depends what happens. And there's three main scenarios that I am currently looking out for. And, you know, I'm still holding multiple swing long trades. I'm still in this swing long. I'm out of the scalp from Friday, guys. I'm out of that scalp from Friday that long. But I'm in 2 longs right now. I'm actually in 3 longs right now. And I'm in the short. And here's what we really need to be aware of. Okay, first of all, when we look at the daily time frame, as we are coming up to this key zone of resistance, and this honestly makes me a little bit nervous, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This makes me a little bit scared. It makes me shake a little bit when I think about it too much. This is what gives me nightmares at night, right? Because I FOMO'd my whole life savings into Bitcoin right here. I took out a loan. It's due next week. My loan is due next week. Otherwise, they're gonna hire a hitman to come get me. Just kidding. Here's what we need to understand. As we come up to this key zone of resistance, we are printing on the daily market Cipher B, the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boot pattern. The money flow is getting lower. The momentum waves are getting lower on the daily time frame as the price is getting higher. I actually can't remember a time that we saw the bearish upside down Sam Bankman-Fried on the daily time frame. Not since, I think, maybe the all-time high. Yeah. It was the all-time high. And it wasn't even locally. So this could be dangerous, okay? This could be dangerous. Now, something else that we do have to be aware of, guys, is just above us right now. Okay, let's say that the week opens up bullish. Just above us, we also have a 618 Fibonacci level from the last high that we put in May to the last low, coming in at around 25.9-ish. Now, here's the issue, okay? Here's the issue about the 618 Fibonacci. 618, 6 Juanita, right? The girl of my dreams from high school, the one who I wanted to date. The one who I would help with her math homework. Basically, I was her lab partner. She copied all my work. That's the only way she got through high school. I thought she was into me romantically. Turns out I was in what's called the friend zone. So when I asked her on a date, she rejected me like this, right from the 618 Fibonacci level. Boom! Punch in the stomach. Massive drop down. Ugh! The pain, the embarrassment. Now, it turns out one of the main reasons why she broke up with me, or sorry, not broke up. See, in my mind, I still think we dated. One of the main reasons she rejected me, guys, is because she was too embarrassed to say yes around her friend. Okay, look at her friend right here. Cheerleader, hot cheerleader girl. What's wrong with her gluteus maximi? They're crooked, they're uneven. She could not say yes to my romantic inquiry because she was too embarrassed of her upside down, uneven butt cheek cheerleader friend as we came up to the 618 Fibonacci. Now, if we look at this daily time frame right now, okay, do you see any similarities between market Cipher B and the best friend of 6 Juanita? No, they look the exact same. Okay? Prepare yourself for a heartbreak because it's possible that even if we open up the week bullish, that we get another push to the upside and then absolutely just get a move to the downside. Something else we need to be watching out for right now is the S&P 500, okay? Good old S&P 500. Very key right now. Very, very key. Why? Because when we look at the daily time frame on the SPX, we can see two very crucial things. Number one, we have broken out of a 1-year downtrend. This is the S&P 500. 1-year downtrend, this yellow line, we have broken out. And we are officially now, after breaking out for the first time on the daily time frame, printing bearish market structure. From the breakout, we have never printed bearish market structure. In fact, this is the first time we've been printing bearish market structure on the daily since December. We came up, once again, okay, no surprise, very close to our arch female nemesis, which is why I'm an incel, red pill, MGTOW, you know, forget women. You know, who needs women? Why can't guys just do everything they do with women with other men? Is there a word for that? I don't know. But here's the thing. We are getting a rejection. We have our high, our low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, our lower low. If this thing opens up bearish mañana, to practice a little Espanol, we do need to be aware that we could come down for a retest of this major zone support resistance flip around, well, I would say 39.50, where we have a lot of intersectionality down here. We've got a golden pocket, we've got a high volume node, and we've got the retest of this trend line. Okay, shout out to all my fat, white, ambiguously gendered college students majoring in trans, non-binary, gender carbon emissions, because I know you guys love intersectionality. So for all you guys out there, you're never going to make money with your degree in trans-Pakistani carbon emission gender studies, but you will make money if you understand that this intersectionality could act as a key support resistance flip, okay? For example, if we come down here, right, and we start to see something very, very bullish, right? Let's say we see something very, very bullish, like a trigger wave down here on market Cipher B showing us continuation, right? And we see the uneven butt cheek pattern on the 4-hour time frame. That could be bullish. But if this thing is bearish, then we need to be aware that Bitcoin is also at a key zone of resistance, right? A key zone of resistance. And until we break above here, we are still at resistance. Now, if we do break above here, very key and very juicy, okay? It makes me think about fresh watermelons, fresh from the homestead, in the summertime, in like late August, when they're nice and sun ripe. I love it. I love fresh watermelons, fresh off the homestead. Let's put on our indicator here called the VPVR. I think it's called that. I actually don't know. And it's a good thing this isn't financial advice, because you're listening to a guy who doesn't know anything. Visible range volume profile, here's what we can see. We can see right here that there's literally no volume in between the price points of basically the break of this level, this key level. In fact, let's go to the daily time frame so we can see this a little bit more clearly, right? A little bit more clearly. We really want to see. Okay, here we go. Now we can see. This is key. Okay, this is key. Notice how there's literally no volume that trades once we get above this area. What does that mean? It means that 6 Juanita is our last resistance until we actually go on a date with a female and go all the way to 30K. All right? So there is a chance we could blast right through here, and because there's no volume, we could just get sucked up to 30K. But a lot of people are waiting for this 30K, including myself. Right? I myself am also waiting for this $30,000 level, which is why, right? Which is absolutely why. I'm being cautious here. Like, we have to be objective with the charts. We have to be objective and say, look, we're at resistance. We're at the top of a multi-month range. Our arch nemesis 6 Juanita is up here. She definitely doesn't want to go on a date with us. You know? We're getting the upside down sandbankman freed bearish movement pattern on the daily. We can't kid ourselves, right? So if we do get a rejection from 6 Juanita or around these parts, then what? Then what? Well, I think for me it's very, very simple and very clear what I will want to do and what I plan to do. Here's what I plan to do. If 6 Juanita is going to reject us and she is not going to go out with us, then look at this, guys. I mean, look at this, okay? Clearly, we're at a resistance. These are the zones of support to the downside that we need to be aware of. And I'm going to be watching the SPX as well, because I'm still bullish on the stock market. But these are the main zones right here where we can expect to find support for Bitcoin if we get a big move down in this massive multi-month range. Scary for some, but for us, it's not scary, guys. It's not scary because we are ready and prepared for these levels. We have plans in advance. And that's really what is going to make or break us as traders. Are we prepared for these things? Because if you're in the mindset that Bitcoin is going to 30K only, you're going to get wrecked. If you're in the mindset that Bitcoin is going to 12K only, then you're going to get wrecked. But if you're honest with the charts and say, look, I understand if we reclaim this level, then there's a really good chance we go to 30K. But I also understand that there's resistance above us, and so we could get a really big pullback. Then whatever happens, you're ready for multiple scenarios. If we start to pump, you're not going to be adding into your longs in the golden pocket. If we start to dump, you're going to be prepared for these supports to the downside. Now, we want to wait for the confluence where the SPX and the Bitcoin are like at support at the same time, right? So for me, I'm waiting for that intersectionality. Also, something else we have to be aware of, guys, is the dollar, right? The good old Dixie, the DXY. Why do we have to be prepared for the dollar? Well, the dollar right now, let's go to the weekly, okay? I do have to say, the dollar could get more movement to the upside here. The dollar has broken out of this 618 Fibonacci and then has come back down into it. So it's at a very key level. If the dollar gets continued upside here, we're probably going to see Bitcoin get continued downside. But if the dollar does reject from this 618 and continues in this downtrend, well then that's actually very, very bullish for Bitcoin. So we're going to have to wait tonight. We're going to see the ES Mini Futures S&P 500 market open up. Shout out to Hannah King. God bless you so much, Hannah King. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for congratulating me on the 90K. It's not because of me, it's because of you guys, right? I have 90K subs because of you guys. I'm so humbled and thankful that 90,000 people have clicked that subscribe button. I can't even believe that. That is absolutely insane to me. That is just crazy, you know? It's one of those numbers where, you know, when you start a YouTube channel, you feel like you're never going to get there, right? So, we need to be watching these things. And let's check out what's happening right now locally for Bitcoin. Okay, basically, guys, right now, locally on Bitcoin, these are the macro things that we really need to be aware of. Okay, major resistances, major supports. Once next week starts, I think we're going to see a big decision. Overall, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. Like, in general, I believe that we have bottomed out. I think we're seeing many, many macro market bottom signals here. Does it mean that the bottom is in? No. But it means that the bottom of the cycle is in. It doesn't mean the bottom price is in. It means the bottom of the cycle is in, right? Here's a great example of that. Let's take a look at the dollar. Where did the dollar bottom out? Okay. The dollar bottomed out around April, May 2021. Around April, May 2021, the dollar bottomed out. Where did Bitcoin top out in the last bull cycle? Around April, May 2021. Now, it didn't mean for Bitcoin, did not mean that the high price was in, right? But I would consider this to be the top of the bull cycle. Okay? And then after we reach the top of the bull cycle, what do? We range for a little bit before massive dump. Now I consider this to be the bottom of the bear cycle. Okay? The bottom of the bear cycle. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but one of the main reasons, if we just take a look at some charts here, we can see that when we look at these Bitcoin halvings, okay, when we reach that 1 year before the halving mark, it basically marks the time where the bottom has already been put in of the cycle. Sometimes we put in a double bottom, sometimes it's a lower low, sometimes it's a higher low. But the main key that we need to take away is that we range for a little bit before the big bull market. Just like at the top of the bull cycle, we range for a little bit before the big bear market, right? We range for a little bit before the big bull market. We range for a little bit before the big bear market. It's just the way it is. The top of the cycle is in, the bottom of the cycle is in. What that means for me is I'm in DCA by the dip mode on spot, not on 100x, okay? On spot. Because I believe the bottom's in and I have faith in the next bull cycle coming. I'm not going to give in to the fear and the FOMO and the FUD. China's banning Bitcoin again. Let me tell you, China's banned Bitcoin 1 million times. 1 million. Probably every day. Good old XI comes out banning Bitcoin. You know? He says it in Chinese. I don't know Chinese. I wish I did. Okay? I wish I did. I really do. I wish I knew a lot of languages, but I don't. Right? Languages fascinate me so much. I love language. I love etymology. Understanding where English words come from. You know? But, you know, I'm getting off now. When I say getting off, get your minds out of the gutter. I'm getting off on a tangent is what I mean, okay? So, what are we talking about now? Yeah, let's zoom in here locally to Bitcoin, okay? Let's zoom in here locally to Bitcoin. Shout out to the Casper crew. By the way, guys, if you want to join the VIP Casper crew Discord where we gave the short from 16K, gave the long from 16K, gave the short from 24K, gave the long that we're still in from 21,481. I mean, wow, look at this. Long the exact bottom in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Wow, would you believe that? Gave the short from 25,222. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper to join the thriving community, the most thriving community in this bear market. Also, if you want to take advantage of 0% limit order fees on ByBit, link in the description. Now, if you deposit $100, you can actually get our Crypto Fusion trading bot for free for a month to try it out. Okay, if you don't deposit $100, you still get 0% limit fees. Okay. Also, guys, 20% discount on both courses at JasonCasperTrading.com. We have the basic course. This will give you the blueprint to actually start doing this in a methodical, systematic approach. We have the advanced course, which will teach you how to read a chart that looks like this. All right, chart that looks like this. And speaking of charts that look like this, well, what is going on with this chart here? What is going on with this chart? Looks is that we might have some bearish divergences forming. Let's zoom in. Let's go to the 12-minute time frame, my favorite time frame for local SEO, aka local technical analysis. And we will go ahead and put on some local levels here. Now, we know that we're bouncing from the 618 Fibonacci level. There's two ways I could look at this range right here. Way number one is the way we have it pulled right here, which means the next major zone of support that I'm looking for a long is going to be around this area where we have the 618 and the 786 confluence with the value area low of this range that we've been trading since February 15th. This is going to be a very, very key zone. We have some liquidity that could be grabbed, as well as potentially putting in a higher low from here and then breaking out to hit some of our potential resistances. Okay, now also what's very interesting about this level down here is the fact that, yeah, I mean, it's just a really, really nice confluence, right? We got the golden pocket, we got the 786, and if we're going to come in now for a higher low, this is the place that we most likely are going to get it. And there's just so much confluence right here. And if we do put on market Cipher, we can see already, like from the 786, we absolutely are getting the bullish divergence on the 12-minute already. We can see this beautiful uneven butt cheek pattern. The left side nice and juicy and the rounded. The ravioli is coming out. The gravy, right? The gravy, like your Italian grandma, right? She didn't make tomato sauce. She made the gravy, and she put it on the pot all day with the tomatoes from the garden, and she'd let it simmer all day with the meatballs and stuff. It would smell so dang good if you had an Italian grandmother. I didn't, right? But the lady across the street was an Italian mother. She used to do that, okay? So, then you got the skinny right cheek over here. You know what I'm saying? You got that skinny old right cheek. She's like that waitress at the diner smoking too many cigarettes. You know, she got the veins popping out of her neck. And she talks with a Brooklyn accent. Here's the thing. Look, we got the butt cheeks coming down. The price is coming down over here. Look where the tip money is at the diner. Now, the problem with her is when she's bringing the food out to your table, she's limping along because she got uneven glutes. By the time the food and the water and the drinks get to your table, half of it's spilled on the floor. It helps you stay lean and chiseled because you're not eating as many calories, all right? So that is definitely happening right now, but we do need to be aware, you know, if we do get another move back up, let's say to the top of the range and then a move down here, we could also do something very, very bullish, something like this as well. That's disgusting. Shout out to my son. Shout out to my wife, Big Butts 28. Big Butts 28 just texted me. She said, ew. Daniel Fibonacci Carl Casper, that's my son's name, smeared poop all over himself in the crib. Gross. I'll pray for her. Lord, please have mercy on my wife as she deals with this fecal situation. In Yeshua's name, have mercy on her. Wow. And that's disgusting. Ugh, I can't. You know what? You know, I'm glad I'm not up there dealing with that now, guys. I'm down here with y'all, trading the Bitcoin. Whew, man, got out of that one. Whew. Yeah, so there's a chance we could do this, right? There is a real chance we could do this. Okay, so just be aware that support could be here, support could be higher. But in the meantime, I'm still going to be holding big portions of all the shorts I open because of the potential of going to Dump City, and because I'm in multiple swing long positions already, looking to add to them at lower prices if we come lower. But I'm in already some pretty hefty longs, right? I really am. I'm in some pretty hefty longs here. So I'm not in FOMO mode. I'm not in FOMO mode over here. But I'm still going to be holding these shorts as much as I possibly can here, guys. After locking in small profits on them, I'm just going to hold them in case of Dump City, right? In case of Dump City. So that is like what we're looking at for Bitcoin right now. Locally, I do think that like we really do need to be aware of support below us very locally around this, I say 23.9 to 24.2. That's going to be super key. If we start to lose this zone, that opens up the door to much lower prices, okay? I do have to say this. It's very interesting to see this kind of pattern that has played out. And this is something that I've been looking at. But right now, I can't help but notice this. Bitcoin trading the sideways range, losing the range to the downside, forming a lower range, and then massive breakout, breaking the high. We are seeing this on a local time frame right now. It's a weekend, so we can't give this price action too much credit or merit. But also, this is a larger pattern that has played out on the daily time frame, right? Look at this pattern. Very interesting. We've got ourselves a range that traded for quite some time, break to the downside, lower range, and then massive pump, And now we start to range, and not only do we start to range, guys, but we start to range a little bit and then have a fake out to the downside, hold key support, and then start to pump again, which is exactly what's happening right now on the 1 hour time frame, right? Literally the exact same thing. We had a big fake out to the downside, retesting, okay, retesting the old highs of this range as support, and now we're getting a move back up to the upside. It looks like the same pattern is playing out. And if this does play out, I do believe we are actually going to see that $30,000 Bitcoin. I really do. I'm holding out for it. I've got my longs, I got my take profit set at those levels, guys. Okay, even though we're seeing these bearish signs, they may get invalidated, right? They really may get invalidated. We'll have to wait and see how next week's price action happens, how the SPX opens up on the week, okay? There's nothing very bearish about this, just looking at a market structure without any kind of indicators. There's nothing absolutely bearish or weak looking about this. We have come down to test perfectly this key support, okay? The long setup that we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord hit that level pretty much perfectly, right? And we have just put in another higher high. I mean, there's nothing weak about this right now. Then once we start to look at the fact that, okay, well, we're coming up to the death cross on the weekly time frame, we're holding resistance at the value area high of this massive range, and we're starting to print the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boo pattern on the daily, then we need to be aware of potential pullback, okay? So this is the situation on the chart, guys. Make sure to like the stream. We got about 1,200 people in here, about 400 likes. If everyone likes the stream right now, we can get 1,000 likes on the stream. That would be absolutely amazing. I would be absolutely humbled and honored. Humbled and honored, guys, to receive so many likes. And God bless all of you guys. Thank you to everybody who's a new subscriber. Thank you to everybody who leaves a comment. You guys truly are the best. You guys truly are the best. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Shout out to Crypto Clown World. What's going on, bro? Happy Sunday. God bless you. Shout out to Michuana, who says, and they bottom as Adam and Eve, super coincidentally. Yeah, that's actually another really good point. So Michuana, if I'm saying that correctly, is bringing up the point that not only are we printing this pattern, the same exact thing happening on a lower time frame, right? This is pretty crazy. Not only is the same exact thing happening on a lower time frame, but we bottomed out in that Adam and Eve pattern, right? Which it's the V and the U, right? The V and the U. And if we come to the 1 hour time frame, we can also see something very, very similar. You know, I personally don't really trade Adam and Eve patterns, but you know, some people could say we've got the V and the U, right? I don't know. It's very, very intriguing to me. And if we do pump up to $30,000, then I think all crazy bullishness will break loose. Bitcoin is going to catch everybody off guard, guys. No matter what it does, it's going to catch everyone off guard. That's what Bitcoin does. This has been the most crazy pump. So many people have gotten wrecked trying to short these rises who didn't have like the exact levels to short and stuff like that, right? But shout out to Leptin Flow, 12-hour money flow and momentum bear divs plus red dot. Yes, Leptin Flow. That is very true, my friend. That is 100% true. Keep in mind, though, we saw 12-hour bear divs and money flow up here as well, right? That's why I'm saying there's still a chance, even though I know we're at key resistance. So the three scenarios, guys, are this. Let's just make it very, very clear what our three scenarios are. Scenario number one is really resistance here, pullback. Okay, these bear divs play out. Scenario number two is fake out to the upside, get rejected by 6 Juanita, because we're seeing the bearish divergences forming on the chart. That's scenario number two. Scenario number three, guys, is we invalidate these divergences and we pump up and fill this low volume gap right here and hit 30K, right? So we have to be prepared for all three. That's why I'm holding. That's why, I mean, if you guys see, a lot of people might say, you know, Jason, you're dumb right now. You're so dang dumb for holding this short trade that you're in and not taking more profit. And I would say yes, this could be dumb, right? I'm holding a short. I could take right now and make a really nice profit on this, but I'm holding it because I understand that there really is a chance that we found resistance here, right? Of course, I'm in multiple longs as well, so I'm playing that hedge game that I always play, being in a schlong, right? Short and long at the same time. It's called being in a schlong, right? What's the price going to do, Jason? They always ask, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Well, guys, honestly, it really depends. We can't know. We can't know. So we have to put ourselves in the most advantageous situation. If we get into a good potential swing trade, take a profit, and then hold the rest of that position, because then your two options are you're either going to make a profit or you're going to make a massive profit. If this trade dumps from here, I'm going to make a Bitcoin and a half if it hits my lowest target, right? If it doesn't dump and I get stopped out of my entry, big deal. I made a couple $100 of Bitcoin. Awesome. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got to look at it, right? It depends. We just got to make sure that we have a plan in advance so that we don't get liquidated. Now, this guy, he bought Bitcoin at $1. He had a plan. He had a plan. He was going to buy Bitcoin at $1. He was going to move to Dubai. He was going to make videos with Carl from the moon. That's why he was so confident to be walking around in his man undies diapers. Okay? So if we break above 30K, then we have to be prepared for massive, massive bear market relief rally. I should say pre-halving relief rally, because here's the reality of the situation. If we come up above this zone here, look at this, 30K. What is 30K? It's the low volume node of the 2-year range from the bull market. Well, I would say from the cycle top, right? That's what we have to understand. This whole entire zone here, where everyone was talking about getting to 100K, in hindsight, although I thought we were also going to hit 100K, I did. I was in that camp, guys. I was in that camp. But in hindsight, now we can clearly see and understand that the bull cycle topped out here, and this is just a double top putting in a slightly higher high. Okay, if we come back into this old range, that opens up the doorway to pump up to the top of this range. Why? Look at what happened when we lose this range and then come back inside the range. Bam, right? Bam. Same thing could happen up here, guys. Same exact thing could happen here. And also, we have to be aware that in previous bear cycles as well, we have had insane relief rallies, right? Look at this. In 2018, when we bottomed out of that bear market, this thing was a bear market, guys. This entire move up happened in a bear market last cycle. You know, 340% in a bear market. Caught everyone off guard. A lot of people thought the bull market was starting. It was really just the cycle had bottomed out. We got a relief rally, double bottom, then the bull market began, right? So we do have to be aware that, yeah, there's really a lot of upward potential here. There really, really is, right? And then we got to be looking at, okay, where are we gonna find resistance? And for me, what I like the most is going to be our March high. Our March high. We have the Fibonacci golden pocket. We have the high volume node. It's just such a juicy level. It's not going to bring us to our all-time high. It's going to bring us to like 46K. Also, another place to be aware of is going to be that 382 Fibonacci. Around $35,000, $36,000. Massive support resistance flip right here. Right? We can see, just looking at the chart, we don't even need any fancy TA tools, right? And trust me, I love me some fancy TA tools. Okay? I go to TA Lowe's and TA Home Depot and get some tactical TA tools to do technical analysis. Okay? But look at this. We don't need any of those fancy tools to see that this was support once, support twice. It's the bottom of a sideways range that we traded here from literally December 2021 all the way to April 2022. And now it's the 382 Fibonacci. We will take out all the liquidity from here. Shout out to Left and Flow. Shout out to Left and Flow. Who said, why did I do that to Da Vinci? Well, it's a long story. I was using just a normal underwear model, and then someone said he looked like Da Vinci, and I said he does. Then someone gave me that Photoshop picture of Da Vinci, and I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Shout out to Da Vinci. I'm sure he doesn't care at all, right? He's a billionaire in Dubai, living it up. But okay, yeah. So look at this. I mean, 382. So if we're in a strong downtrend, this would be my target number one. If we break 30K, then we could either put in our real bottom higher low or lower low, right? And when we really think about this as well, guys, and that's the thing, the price is always going to be finding those sideways ranges, right? It's always going to be finding those sideways ranges. So how much sense would it just make, right, to come down, come up to the high of the range, key support resistance flip, take out these highs, and then get a move back down. And in this case, where would we bottom out? It depends if we're going to put in a higher high or a lower high. But I like this. Like, I really, really like basically topping out at the 382 fib, coming back down to basically retest where we're at right now. 25K could be a bottom, or honestly, if we come back down to the range, 19.2, or even juicier, man, would be all the way down at 18.6 to 18.8, where we have the yearly open, the 2023 yearly open. If this happens, this is a massive opportunity for people to buy Bitcoin on spot, right? Don't be one of those people that calls up your friend Jason Casper. You haven't talked to him since high school, but you know he's like a YouTuber for Bitcoin, right? Don't be one of the guys that calls him up right over here and says, you know, Jason, I'm finally learning about Bitcoin. I think I should buy it. I hear it's going to 100K. What do you think? Do you think I should buy now? Because let me tell you, the people who are not DCAing in these times, they're going to be those people who are wishing that they could have bought lower, right? When we're up here. They're going to be like, they're going to be calling up Jason. Jason, should I buy Bitcoin now? I hear it's going to 200K. Right? These are the times that make life-changing money, right? I've been through 2 bull cycles. I've literally made life-changing money. I was able to buy a homestead property where I'm able to raise my own animals, grow my own food. And I have no debt. Thank God. Praise the Lord. But it's these times, right, where we have the opportunity to do this. And is it guaranteed to happen? No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. But you have 2 options, right? And this is just my personality. I've always been a high-risk guy. I go for stuff, man. I just go for stuff. But it's like 2 options. Either you could invest when you know it's low and there's a good chance it's going to go high and make some decent money. I'm not just talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about, you know, altcoins and stuff, because that's really where the big gains are going to be this cycle. Or you could do nothing and then be the guy up here who says, oh, man, if only I could buy Bitcoin back at 20K, man. Oh, if only I could buy back at 20K. 20K comes, those people aren't buying, right? Oh, if Bitcoin's dead. Oh, this time it's different. Recession, war, famine, pestilence in various places. You know what I'm saying? It's getting all Matthew 24 up in here. You know? But that's what's going on, guys. You know, that's how I look at it, right? Worst case scenario for me, if this doesn't work out, I have more Bitcoin on spot than I've ever had in my life. And I will gladly say, you know what? I took a huge risk and I got absolutely wrecked and it didn't work out for me. On to the next thing. I'll be fine with that. I'll be totally fine, right? I'll be totally fine with that. So, shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to click the bell for notifications. May God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are the absolute best. And, Bitcoin equals 28K this week, says Robert. That would be awesome, Robert. You know, if we break this golden pocket and 6 Juanita, and then, yeah, absolutely, I do believe we will see new highs for certainly. Well, yeah, I think that we could see that 30K. I really do. I really, really do. All right, guys, so we are getting a move. Let's check out the order book and see what's happening right now for Bitcoin. I want to go to the 8-minute time frame, aka the 5-minute time frame, and it actually looks like, guys, we were actually printing some bearish CBD divergences locally right here. We see some longs opening up right here. Price is making a lower high. We see longs opening up, 8.6 million longs opening up on this one candle right here. 3 million, 1 million. So basically, we've got like 4 million longs opening up here. And CBD is getting higher open interest on the increase, but these longs are being absorbed right now. Well, which basically means that there seems like there's bigger players trying to fill up bigger limit orders here, right? That's what it seems like, guys. That's what it seems like. So let's kind of wait and see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another move to the downside. Let's also... Oof, yeah, this looks very bearish. So basically, guys, what's happening right now, when price is doing this and it's making a lower high, this doesn't mean to take a trade, right? Let me be very clear. It just means this is how we're interpreting what's happening in the market. We can see that this white line getting higher means longs are opening up. These candles getting higher means people are actively participating in the market. They're going ahead, they're clicking that buy button, they're clicking that sell button. That's what this means when it gets higher. Open interest, telling us, are people opening trades or closing trades? And if people are opening trades, and we can tell by the white line is getting higher, we know these trades are long trades, then basically what this is telling us is that because the price is unable to make a higher high, there are whales up here absorbing those retail traders FOMOing along, right? The retail traders are FOMOing along here at the high, right? The time really to get into this long, in my opinion, guys, was down here. This was the time to get into that long. And the reason why it was time to get into the long down here actually is because we did get a chicken's drinking water, right? We got a chicken's drinking water from down here. What is a chicken's drinking water? It's basically where we put in a low, right? We have a clear low, and then we come down, grab the liquidity, and basically you can see right here, everybody who was long got stopped out, right? Everyone was long that got stopped out. That's a stop hunt, and usually when we get those stop hunts, boom, we get a move to the upside from there. And so that's exactly what happened. Everyone who longed right here is now stopped out of their position. Boom, we get the move to the upside. Those people who got stopped out are now tempted to long up here. They're like, dang it, I got stopped out of my trade. Ugh. Well, I guess we'll go lower now, they think to themselves, and then guess what? We don't go lower, we go higher. They're like, nah, we'll come back down. You know, I'm gonna wait for us to come lower, right? Here we go, lower. Nope, just kidding, higher. Okay, here we go, lower. Oop, just kidding, higher. Okay, here we come lower, right? Finally, we come up here. What happens? Literally, 6 plus 3, 9 million people are like, well, we're going higher, I'm longing here. Bad idea, guys. Now the whales are coming in to absorb your longs and push the price back down to the low. Okay, push the price back down to the low. Of course, we don't know if that's what's going to happen, because for me, this is actually not a place where I would look to take a trade long or short. I would not. This could be leading CVD. It's a weekend. I don't know. I'm just telling you guys what you should be looking for, especially when we're coming up to key levels. Like, here's a great example. Here's a great example of that, actually. If we take a look at what happened, if we take a look actually at what did happen, well, we actually can't see it on this time frame, which is a bummer. Yeah, this is not enough resolution. There's not enough resolution. But yeah, we can see that happening right here, guys. So we need to be careful, right? We need to be careful. As we come up to this major zone of resistance, let's go back to our 12-minute time frame. Let's put on some of our local levels of support and resistance, and let's actually watch this price action play out here, because we do know that there's actually two potential sideways ranges we could be trading. Obviously, we have the larger range from the 15th of February, but then more locally, we could say that we're simply just in this range right here. We're simply just in this range right here from Friday. And here's what we really do need to be aware of now, right? Obviously, we need to be aware of the value area high of the range, confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket. This is going to be, in my opinion, major resistance, a place where I will actually look to potentially add to my short trade. And then, of course, the fact that we came down, took all these lows, bounced from the Fibonacci 786, that was key support. Right now, locally, major resistance is right up here between 24, I'd say right around 25K. The value area high of this range, just very, very clear zone of resistance all weekend. And the next major support that we have is going to be down in this green box between 23.9 and 24.2. Because, again, it's the value area low of a much larger range. It's the Fibonacci golden pocket. It's the 786 level. And if we take a look down here, look at this. We have this lower range down here. Would make for a very nice support resistance flip. In addition, we have these two wicks, right? We have a lot of people we know who actually longed Bitcoin on this dip Friday night. A lot of people who will still get stopped out of their trade if we come down to take that liquidity, bounce from the 786, and then bounce also off this support resistance flip. Because right now, to me, this still is technically bullish market structure in the sense that we put in our low, we put in a high, we put in a higher low, now we put in a higher high. So technically, if we come down to our box here, golden pocket, that's still a higher low. If we grab the liquidity, I would still expect a bounce, but maybe not as so bullish, because that could turn into a head and shoulder kind of quick, right? Turn to a head and shoulder kind of quick. Okay, so we are starting to get a little bit of a movement to the downside here. Let's see if we still see that absorption coming in. Okay, so we actually still see right now even more bearish absorption happening, but volume is a bit low. It's very interesting. We had like 9 million, more than that. This is insane. 9. What's 9 plus 3, guys? 12. You know, it's a good thing I'm not a financial advisor, because I don't know math or English or Spanish. Right? אני יודע קצת עברית, אבל אני לא יודע הרבה אנגלית. Right? I know a little bit of Hebrew, but I don't know a lot of English, and גם אני לא יודע español. All right? Yo no hablo español. Un poquito. Pero yo no hablo mucho español. All right? Even though I'm Cuban, right? I'm Spanish. I'm Spanish, right? I'm Spanish. Do you remember when you connected the dots and you realized Spanish, Spain? Oh my goodness! The language comes from Spain. Wow. Man, I couldn't believe that, you know? It's like the time I realized the word nothing was just no thing. Wow. All right, so shout out to everybody in chat, guys. Man, we are having a great time on this fine Sunday afternoon. Maybe we could take a look at some other altcoins going on here, guys. Let me quickly check on my short trade just to make sure it's still alive. It's still alive, guys, and the longs are still alive too. So this guy right here, It's a long that I've literally been in since $16,300. I've been in the long since $16.3 thousand, and I've been compounding it along the way up. Currently, my entry right now is 21,412. Short currently as well from the 25-ish area. I'm in a few other longs. I'm in a scalp long from the 786 as well. I'm in more of a swing trade from the. I'm also in more of a swing trade from the. What am I talking about? Yeah, from this level as well too. 21.4, right? So we're going to see what happens. As you can see, I currently do have a $76,000 limit order at the golden pocket here. And the reason why is because although it would be kind of bearish in the short term to lose this low at 23,403, the reason why I call this a low is because this was one of the levels we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. And this is where we held support, right? And I myself compounded along all the way up here until Friday and recently got stopped out on this drop of that long for a pretty juicy trade. But if we lose this bottom here, look at this. We still have this very nice rounded bottom down here. We could even almost look at this as a cup and handle breakout, right? Potentially could look at this as somewhat of a cup and handle, depending on how we draw this. I mean, we could even technically draw it here because of the fact that we came up to this zone. I don't know. I don't really consider this a cup and handle. It would be if this was our little handle. Basically, my point is we've reached the target of it. And so now if we're going to get a retest, what a beautiful place to retest, but the Fibonacci golden pocket, which is also a high volume node of the old range here. So I'm not necessarily going to keep this on overnight, but I'm keeping it here just because, like, I understand that if we do get a fast move down there, it would be a very juicy zone of support at 22.8. Right, a very juicy zone of support at 22.8. And so, yeah, be aware of that because as you can see, I only have $13,000 left in the trade. You know, I closed out a lot of it due to peer pressure on stream because I longed it from, well, I longed it from the bottom, right? And I think down here, things started to get pretty bearish looking, right? When we came up to this high, I FOMO'd out a big chunk of the trade here. No regrets. I'm just telling you guys, when we got this big wick down, I think that was for CPI. I think that was the CPI day that happened. So I'm planning to add to this around the golden pocket. And worst case scenario, honestly, look, I've got my order here. I got my stop loss just here, just in case something crazy happens when I'm not looking. So it's not like I'm gonna get totally wrecked on it, right? But yeah, I have alerts set to alert me to that. Okay, maybe we could be taking a look at some other coins. I do want to quickly take a look one more time at the ES mini futures chart, because tonight when this thing opens up, guys, at 6 p.m., we've got about 3 hours and 15 minutes, give or take, until this thing opens up. We need to really watch and wait and see how is this going to open, okay? We do have bullish divergences on market Cipher B, okay? And we are coming down to the low of a sideways range here. Like, this, to me, is very, very key. When this thing opens, what I'm going to be watching for is I'm going to be watching, are we going to be able, basically, first of all, support resistance flip at 4,100. If we break 4,100, that is immediately going to give me a more bullish bias. If we immediately start to dump when this thing opens up, and we start to put in lower low here, then we really need to be prepared for also potentially Bitcoin to open up bearish Monday, or I guess when Asia opens tonight, right? When Asia opens tonight. So, but more so, I like to wait for London or New York to get that decisive move. That tends to be what I find, and it could be wrong, right? Maybe this is racist of me, right? Because, you know, I just have that Amero Eurocentric mentality, right? But I don't know if it's racist. I'll have to, you know who I'll have to ask? I'll have to ask my fat, white, ambiguously gendered college student majoring in trans, non-cisgender, Pakistani, trans, carbon emission, cisgender studies. They'll tell me if I'm racist or not, because they know everything about racism. Of course, they know everything about it. More than anybody else in the world. You know, good for them. Going to college, getting those degrees. You know, somebody, I guess, has to pay the school system. But what was I saying? Right. I find that the Asian Open session kind of follows up with the London and New York Open, right? That's kind of what I find. I feel like New York makes a move and then Asia counters it, right? If New York pumps, Asia dumps. If New York dumps, Asia pumps. right? So it's kind of weird on those weekends when Asia opened up and there's like nothing to react to. It's kind of how I feel. So I do think we're going to have to kind of wait and see about that. Also, right now, interesting, guys, we are still seeing some longs open up. Let's go down to a lower term time frame here and see. Yeah, we still see that bearish CVD forming here. Increase of open interest, longs opening up, 2.1 million longs, 5 million longs, 3 million longs, 2.5 million longs opening up here. Price is not getting higher. If we break this level, then we are going to get a move back up. So this is really the range we're looking at. If we can come above 24,653, there's a really good chance we make our way up to the 25K level again to retest that, right? To retest that. That's going to be the real good chance. All right, let's see. Should we be looking at a few other coins, guys? Make sure to like the stream. Wow, we got about 1,300 people in here. Only about 700 likes. Let's see if we can get the likes up to the watchers. We got double the watchers and likes, guys. If you get any value out of the stream, make sure to FOMO into the Jason Casper like button. Pakistani. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was a reference to like something that happened a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah, like the relief package. The relief package. Like, there's millions of dollars that went to like Pakistani gender study. You remember that? That was a funny thing. Everything's funny, guys. The world is a huge comedy show. It's a huge comedy show. People take life too dang serious, man. Just relax a little bit. Trade some Bitcoin. You know? Go outside. Touch the dirt. Touch the dirt. You know? I love touching the dirt. All right, we'll take a look at Litecoin. Is New York closed tomorrow? Is New York closed tomorrow? Real Housewife of Crypto. Shout out to Real Housewife of Crypto. We need more real crypto housewives in this world. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we'll take a look at Litecoin, guys. We'll take a look at Litecoin. We'll take a look at Chainlink. Take a look at Litecoin. We'll take a look at Chainlink. What's dirt? It's this old stuff, Jonathan. People used to touch this. It's like brown. There I go again being racist. Sheesh, man. Bad, Jason. You know, it's this brown stuff outside in the ground and like everything you need to like sustain your life. God created it so it could just grow from this stuff called dirt, you know? You don't have to go to the store. Don't have to like go to college to get some stupid job you hate so that you can go to the store and buy food. No, it just comes from the ground, from this stuff called dirt, you know? All right. I agree, Herbert Moon. I'm not disparaging the fact that there's nothing more important to send our money to than Pakistani gender studies. I do agree. Okay. Okay, I do agree that that is very extremely important. So, okay, let's take a look here. Shout out to Bel Au. Market is closed tomorrow. Okay, guys, then take back everything I said about market open tomorrow. What is tomorrow? It's probably a holiday. Let's see. Is it President's Day? It might be President's Day. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Yeah. It's tomorrow, guys. President's Day is tomorrow. All right? It is the day that we honor our presidents here in the United States. So there is no market open tomorrow. Okay, so we extend our weekend, guys. This is going to be a very interesting Tuesday. In fact, I might do a stream for New York Open on Tuesday because, man, it could get very, very juicy and slicey in there, like a nice slice of pizza. Let's check out Litecoin. I'm going to open up my Litecoin chart. Let's check it out, guys. Litecoin, Litecoin, Litecoin. I'm a big fan of Litecoin, by the way. I'm bullish on Litecoin. I think it has a good future. I'm bullish on it. It's at a very key level right now. Shout out to Josh Verheesen. He says, God bless you, mate. God bless you too, Josh. Seriously, may God bless you. May God bless everybody in the chat, you know. May you all be blessed by the Creator. All right, good old Litecoin. So, Litecoin right now, guys, coming up to a very interesting area of resistance. And this is a potential swing short right here, right? This is a potential swing short. Why? Because Litecoin right now is coming up to the major support resistance flip around $100. But not only that, it's a Fibonacci golden pocket, right? And we know 6 Juanita will probably reject us. Her sister 786, even tougher than 6 Juanita, doesn't even like dudes. She's not going to go out with you, right? We're coming up to that zone. And also it's the value area low of the old range that we traded from December 2020 all the way to March 2022. And so this could really be a swing short, just like how Bitcoin is coming up to a very key zone of resistance. Litecoin also coming up to a very key zone of resistance. If we turn on our indicator, good old-fashioned market Cipher B. Okay, let's see, market Cipher B. We can see that on the weekly, we're printing the red dot. On the daily time frame, what do we see? None other than bearish divergences. But here's what we don't see on the daily. We don't actually see the upside down sandbagman freed bearish man boot pattern. Because for the upside down sandbagman freed bearish man boot pattern, we have to see the money flow getting lower as the price is getting higher. But if we take a look right now at Litecoin, we can see the money flow is continuing to get higher. So what this tells me is we need to have somewhat of a pullback, and then we can continue going straight to bull land, bull territory, where the bulls run wild, guys. You got to be careful, because you don't want to get gored by a bull. It could really, really hurt and probably even kill you. So be careful shorting when money flow is getting thicker, right? But here's where I would be looking right now. Let's actually pull some fibs from, and let's remove some of this technical analysis here. I'm going to remove a lot of this TA. Yeah. Let's just pull some fibs and see where would be a good place to potentially long Litecoin, right? Where would we want to get long on this asset here? Well, here's what I see right out of the gate. I see that we have a Fibonacci golden pocket. And here's the thing about the 6 Juanita fib, right? Yes, she rejected you in high school. Okay, you didn't have a chance. But because you were in the friend zone, she will be there to offer you support, to be a shoulder to cry on. In fact, she'll reject you, and then she'll sit there and listen to your woes about how you've never had a girlfriend, about how you've never had a girlfriend ever, and now you just resent all women and you're a man going his own way, right? MGTOW, right? You're black-pilled. Is that what they call it these days? Whatever you young kids are into. Okay, now you can tell her that you're MGTOW, black pill. She'll be there for support. And here it is, coming right down to this very high volume node. Look at this. We have this big spike in volume right here, which means there's a lot of liquidity. And if we also just take a look, not only do we have that spike in volume, but we have the Fibonacci golden pocket. It's a very juicy support resistance flip. I would be looking actually to come back down and test that high around 78. That would be very nice to potentially get long on Litecoin. What I would like to see is, first of all, Bitcoin can't be going down to Sheol, can't be going to Hades, or worse, Tartarus. Okay, Tartarus is as low below Hades as Hades is below the earth, according to Greek mythology. And if you read the book of 2 Peter in the Bible, Peter says that God locked the angels who rebelled down in Tartarus. Sounds like a place I don't want to go. So if Bitcoin's going there, right? Well, we cannot expect Litecoin to be holding support. But if Bitcoin is ranging, basically doing what it's doing now, we've seen a lot of altcoins really pump. In fact, I do want to take a look at the altcoin season index after we look at this, but I would be looking down to around that $78 for a very juicy retest. Look at all the liquidity that's been built up around the way. Just stop losses waiting to be hit. Right? You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, beautiful, beautiful. That's what I would look at for Litecoin. Now, just like Bitcoin, if Litecoin does come above, and look at how beautifully it rejected from this level, right? If we come above this level, we will absolutely potentially see a big move up to this high volume node at about $181. I do think it's very possible, guys. That would be the next major zone of resistance on these high term time frames. And let's actually pull out some fibs and see if we have any kind of juicy confluences coming in at that level. No, absolutely we do not. This is log scale, by the way, guys. Okay, so around, perhaps we could force some fibs to fit. That value area high is actually looking pretty dang juicy, around 195. Now, keep in mind the all-time high for Litecoin so far is like $400. So even if we come up to, $200, that's not so crazy, right? That's really not so crazy. Actually, I guess the all-time high, yeah, it was around that $400 level. Yeah, so that wouldn't be so crazy because we do see this thing range even in bear markets, right? I mean, look at this, right? The last bear market, we got that pretty big move. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we come up above there. So $78 would be first major support I would be looking at. Second major support I would be looking at right now would be just the area between the 786 and 886 fib, between $66 and $70, to come back and retest the value area of this old range. Let's pull all the volume here. Oh man, okay guys, so yeah, in all seriousness, that $77, $78 level, that is going to be key. If we are going to continue upward after a pullback here, this is the major level we need to keep our eyes on, $78, because there's just so much confidence. It's like, if we're going to bounce, it's going to be from here, right? If we're going to lose this, we could expect much lower, but if we're going to bounce, it's going to be from here, right? There's just too much confluence. There's just too much confluence there, okay? Let's take a look at the altcoin season index real quick. I am curious to see about the altcoin season index. Okay, it's not altcoin season. It's not altcoin season. But here's the thing. When we were down here, right, in the beginning of January, and you can go back and check this, right? I'm not making this up. I was saying this is the time to be loading up on altcoins, to really start loading up, because whenever we come down into pure Bitcoin season and this thing comes down below the 20 level, this is where we get opportunities to see altcoins really pump. And now you can see a lot of altcoins have started to pump. And now we're in no man's land. So this is not time to be loading up on altcoins, and it's not time to be loading up on Bitcoins. This is the time to be loading up on altcoins down here. And it looks to me like there's more potential upside maybe for altcoins. It's so hard to say, because we could do something to like what we did in March, April 2022, right? We came down here, we did get a big altcoin season, but then we came back, altcoins lost a lot, and then we got ourselves a major altcoin season going into the summer of 2022. So to me, this is like no man's land in here. We don't really want to be getting bullish or bearish necessarily in this. Of course we could pump, but we could come back down. But if Bitcoin continues to range here, guys, there's a really, really good chance that we could see a lot of altcoins continue to moon, including Litecoin. Let's take a look also now at the Bitcoin ETH chart, because this will also give us a little insight into what altcoins are potentially going to be doing. Bitcoin ETH, let's check it out. Sorry, ETH Bitcoin. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of Lex Dixia. Okay, so we haven't really done much. We're trading this sideways range here. We haven't really done much. Okay, when ETH starts to pump against Bitcoin, it can really mean the beginning of a good altcoin season going on here. All right, awesome. Do I pull the fib at the wicks? Yes, I do pull the fib at the wicks. Absolutely. All right, people say we're getting a heavy dump on Bitcoin. So okay, yeah, it's not too heavy, guys. But yeah, we are getting a dump on Bitcoin. Let's check out quickly market Cipher. And we know what box we're looking at to potentially get long on this thing, right? We're looking to potentially either come down here, or, you know, another potential is that we come down to a local retracement and that this was a significant bottom. Money flow is still getting thicker on the 12. Let's check out the order flow real quick and see what's happening here. Everyone should like the stream right now, guys. If you got anything good out of the stream, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to click the bell. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so yeah, we are getting continued bearish CVD forming. You know, we saw it happening right here. We saw that absorption happening. We got to move to the downside because of the absorption, right? This is what we need to be able to recognize. It will really help us know when to take profits. If we're in a trade, it will help us know when to not enter a trade if we're thinking about FOMOing, stuff like that. Okay, thank you, Michael Jason. New York is closed for President's Day. We're going to print a bearish div on the daily. Yes, indeed, we are. It's not just a bearish div on the daily. It's actually the dreaded upside-down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man-boo pattern on the daily, where the money flow and the momentum waves are getting lower. This could be very, very, very bearish, which is why, guys, I am still holding the short trade from the setup we gave at 25,222 in the Jason Casper VIP Discord, right? Even though I could potentially exit now for a juicy profit, I'm holding it because I know there's a huge possibility that this could be a major top, right? This could really be a major top. So yeah, we have to be prepared for all situations, guys. Destroy the like button. Can I check out data for you, Crypto P? I can, man. I can. Yes, always pull the fib at the wicks. I don't get people who pull it from the bodies. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, most of the time it will respect it from the wicks, right? We're pulling it from the high to the low. Candle bodies literally mean nothing to me. Who cares where the hour closed? This isn't like... it's different, I'm sure, with like stock markets and things. But if we're dealing with crypto 24/7 and all this, you know, I don't think it matters where the candle closes, right? So I'm looking literally at highs and lows. I would use a line chart, but if I use a line chart, it's telling me where the candle closed, right? If I use a line chart, it tells me where the candle closed. It doesn't tell me where the wick came up to. So if I could use a line chart that told me the wicks, I would use that line chart. But I'm looking at price action as if it's a line chart, and with divergences as well. I don't care about the candle close. I don't care if the candle closed here or there. I don't care if the dot confirms here or there. I'm looking, did we print a higher high or a higher low? And did the momentum and the money flow get higher or lower at the same time? That's all I care. That's all I care. We'll check out theta. Let's check out theta. All right, the short, guys, is still open. The short's still juicy. Okay, still short in the corn over here. Man, almost 1,000 likes. We got 900 likes. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes. Just lost a like. Somebody just disliked after the like. Oh man, hurts my self-esteem. Yeah, bodies on a higher time frame are absolutely important. Shout out to Milo's Vosti. Yes, 100%. So if we're on the daily time frame, even on the 4-hour time frame, yes, the bodies matter. If we close a daily candle above a level, that matters to me, right? I'm talking about like when we're pulling fibs, like the fibs we're looking at right here, right? The fibs we're looking at right here, then the bodies don't matter at all, right? We're on the 12-minute time frame here. The bodies do not matter. When we're trading local ranges, bodies do not matter. When we're on the weekly, yes, then they matter, because a candle close above a level is a sign of strength, and a wick doesn't necessarily mean as much. But when we're pulling fibs, even on higher term time frames, I never pull it from the bodies. And I know people do it differently, but personally for me, I never do it from the bodies. What the heck is going on with this? Ugh, I smell awful. Okay. We'll take a look at theta real quick, guys. Take a look at theta. Theta USDT on Binance. All right, cool. Let's check it out. Theta looking kind of good, guys. I mean, you know, my brother is very bullish on theta. He's been bullish on theta for a long time. He started really getting into it in early 2020. He made a lot of money on theta in the last bull market. I personally do hold a little bit of it that I bought also, and I never sold it, and I never bought more. So I've just been holding it forever on KuCoin. All right, so theta's at a clear zone of resistance here on log scale, because that's makes it easier to see. We're at a clear zone of resistance. It is the point of control of the entire downtrend. So if we break above the point of control of the downtrend, then I do think here, let me see actually. Oh, actually, look at this. Bitcoin bouncing from the local golden pocket right now, trying to get a little bounce. Let's check this out quickly. Wow, massive decrease of OI there on that one, guys. Massive decrease of OI on that one. A lot of trades just got wrecked coming into that golden pocket. Okay, traders wrecked. Longs wrecked, guys. Longs wrecked. Look at all these trades that just got absolutely closed out. 5, 6 million, 7, 8 million. We got millions of traders just stopped out and or liquidated from that one. Yeah, we see the liquidations coming in here into the golden pocket. That could give us a little bit move back to the upside right now. Liquidations into a golden pocket could give us a move to the upside. So theta is, yeah, absolutely at resistance. I would look at this as one sideways range. I'm going to take it back to May. This May daily order block right here at around $1.87 is going to be very key for theta because of that daily order block. It's also a low volume node. I think we could also just draw a clear support resistance flip here. Yeah, so this is going to be the next, I would say, major zone of resistance for theta. I would consider this one sideways range in and of itself. And if we just take a look at from May to our present day, we're holding that point of control. Okay. Yeah, so we have two major zones of resistance above us. Zone number one is going to be the value area high 786 golden pocket. That's going to be coming in for us around $1.35 to $1.49. And so if you're bullish on Theta right now, and I can't say, like, I don't know anything about it fundamentally, but I would say if you're bullish on this thing, I would wait for a pullback from one of these zones and then look to get in. So right now, what I am seeing potential as a potential opportunity on this thing is the good old inverted head and shoulder pattern, okay? The good old-fashioned inverted head and shoulder as a potential. And so if we come up to our value area high, golden pocket, then we would look to long Theta, or at least buy on spot. Now, this is not financial advice, guys. We're just doing technical analysis. So I should say, based on the analysis, we would look for the graph to start to move back to the upside from here if we came up to our resistance at the top of the range, and then we would look to long or buy at the bottom of the range, right? Buy low and sell high. Inverted head and shoulder pattern right here, which actually could give us a very nice move to the upside, right? If we just kind of take this thing, and this is a rough estimate, right? We put it to the neckline, and what do you know, like our target would be right around this support resistance flip at like 250. So for me, Theta, if I was looking at this thing to potentially get in, I would be looking at something like this. I'd be looking at something like this, and if you're buying on spot, this could just give you a good place to one of your DCA entries here. What the heck is going on with this risk to reward thingamajig here, man? Welcome to the Flop and Grope Show with Jason Casper. Definitely not financial advice. Definitely don't know anything about math, English, Spanish, Hebrew, geography. Definitely don't know anything about geography. Okay. Or astrophysics. Don't know anything about virology. Right? Don't know anything. But this would be the setup I'd be looking for. Basically, this right here, if we come back up to test those highs, this is giving us a 5-to-1 risk reward. And this is being conservative with the stop. Let's say we do bounce right from value area low and we give ourselves a nice tight stop. It could be a much better trade, 15-to-1. But right here, this is a 5-6-to-1, meaning there's 6 times more potential reward than risk. And yeah, that's what I would be looking for. The inverted head and shoulders down to around that area of around like 98 cents to $1. I would say basically 90 cents to $1. And that would be where I would look to get in. That would be very nice. Of course, this is contingent upon a move up to resistance and then a move back down to support and then the bounce. So that's what I would be looking at for Theta. So awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. You guys are the best. How do you make a Hell Killer wants to know, you lost 3K this month. How do I make it right? Well, I can't answer that question for you, but here's what I would say. Here's really what I would say. Go back to the drawing board and come up with a risk management strategy that will keep you from being out of the game. I don't know how much capital you have. I don't know anything about the way you trade. But before you make any trade or any investment, I recommend having a very clearly defined plan, right? And if you want to learn it, you could take my course. You could take any course. But of course, I'm going to show my course because it's mine. But honestly, if you just watch my YouTube videos, you will learn everything that's in the course for free. The reason I charge for the course is because, one, I put a lot of work into it. Number two, it will save you time. You're trading time for money. You could watch all this stuff for free on my YouTube channel. Every live stream I do, I'm walking you through basically everything I do, like my thought process, everything, right? This will give it to you in order, step by step, how to have a strategy, how to use good risk management, how to not blow your account, right? I can't really give you more help than that because unless you're coming to this with a clearly defined entry-exit strategy, clearly defined risk management strategy, you're going to lose money 100%, right? Even if you're the best trader in the world, you will lose money because you're going to get to that trade that you shouldn't have taken and you risk too much. Now you're in a 10% loss. And then in a moment of weakness, you revenge trade. Now you're in a 20% loss, right? So, shout out to my man, Joel Wood. Check out Dash. Yeah, we can check out Dash. Let's check it out. Man, it's taking me back to the 2017 bull run. You guys remember that? You guys remember 2017 bull run? Dash was all the rage, man. Dash, Doge, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Neo, IOTA. Am I bringing you guys back here? Yeah, the 2017 bull run. Dash was I can't believe that. And then now, oof, man, Dash. Well, here's the thing about Dash, and here's what I would honestly say. If Dash has a future, now is definitely a time to be buying it at these lows. I mean, I like what I'm seeing on the weekly. It looks bullish, rounded bottom. We're changing market structure. We've just officially now put in a higher high in the weekly. So here's how I would be looking at Dash, right? Now that we've put in a higher high, taking out these old highs here on the weekly, in my opinion, changing market structure now to bullish. In fact, we could have even said that after we took out this high. Now that we've taken out 2 highs on the weekly, I would wait for a pullback. I would wait for a pullback, and here's exactly what I would look to do right now. This is bullish market structure. We wait for the pullback, and then we can get in on a higher low. Beautiful, down to the value area low of the range, bounce to the point of control, rejection, perfect. So here's what we would look for on Dash. For me, I would look for 2 zones of support. This would be the best one, obviously, because this golden pocket right here at $48 is just clear support resistance flip, right? Let's see. Yeah, it was support right here. It was resistance right here. Flip back into support right here. This would be a very nice higher low to put in, giving us still that nice rounded bottom potential, like invert head and shoulder until boom. And that would be the first place I would really look to get into Dash here, because, you know, obviously it would be very, very juicy. Another place, okay, let's say that we're not going to get such a deep pullback on Dash. It can be tough to get into assets when they're pumping like crazy. It can be hard to find an entry. I would maybe be looking now at a different golden pocket. Maybe this one right here at like $57 to retest this level right here. This golden pocket at 57, let me zoom in to show you like what I did. Because this does look pretty bullish right now, with the money flow on the weekly about to cross up, we might not be able to get an entry down here at that low. Right here, we have a 4-hour order block that we put in right here, a nice 4-hour level that was then tested as resistance. And so if we come back down to this key support resistance flip, it's also a golden pocket. That could be where we look for our long at around 57. And if we pull some volume right here, we've got our value area high also right there. So 57 would be a bullish place to buy, and then I would be looking down to 47. And then if we lose 47, then I'd be looking down to like 39-ish, because that would be the local value area low, high volume node slash 786 zone. So those would be the 3 levels: 57, 47, and then 39 would be the 3 zones I would take a look at. So shout out to somebody else who gave a super chat who says the upturned iris is market cipher B component of the course. Yeah, I do go over into extreme detail how I use market cipher. It doesn't, the course does not come with market cipher because I don't sell market cipher. You don't need market cipher to take the course, but a big part of my trading does revolve around the indicator market cipher, right? But especially my strategies that I use, that money flow is a very good indicator. So shout out to everybody who liked the video. Let's get 8 more likes up in here. We can get 1,000 likes. That would be absolutely amazing and beautiful. Okay, Bitcoin is falling, says somebody. Let's check out the corn here. Yeah, Bitcoin coming down a little bit lower right now. Okay, yeah, let's see. We know where our next support is right here, guys. It is the weekend, so just be prepared, you know, for volatility. And then in the next week, there's going to be plenty of trading opportunities as well. But yeah, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really do pray that all of you are very blessed. I'm going to head out, guys. It's been a great stream. Just coming in real quick to do a little update. May you all be blessed. May the Lord bless you. May he protect you. May he shine light upon you. May he have grace upon you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you wholeness and peace in the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. God bless you all, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Peace. Shout out to CB for the super chat. Thank you so much.